What I'm going to talk about in this section is slope. Slope is used a lot in mathematics, particularly when you're looking at graphs, but it's also very useful just in analyzing how a particular mathematical function behaves. The word slope is much simpler than you might think. It is exactly the same thing as we use in ordinary life. For example, consider these three pictures. In this one, it's level ground. And what that means is that it has no slope. In math, we would say that its slope is 0. The whole idea of this is that what slope determines is how much you go up as you go forward. Here, as you go forward, you don't gain altitude at all, so it's flat. And if we look at this on a graph, as we go horizontally, we're not going up at all. So the slope is 0. In this case, we have a fairly moderate slope, but as you go forward, you definitely are going up. And we can graph that here. As you go forward, you're going forward the same amount here that you did on the flat ground, except here, when you go forward, you gain altitude. That means that the slope is greater than 1. We would say that it had a slope. It had a moderate slope in this case. In this case, we have a much steeper slope. As the climber moves forward, he has to go up quite a lot. And, if you're in gravity, that takes a lot of work. If we graph that, we can see that going forward, the same distance as we did in the other two cases, you go up a lot more, which means that it has a much greater slope. Now let's do this a little bit more formally. The definition of slope in mathematics is the slope is equal to the vertical distance divided by the horizontal distance. And you can see that. Here, we have a very large vertical distance for a given horizontal distance. Okay. Here, we have less, so the slope is less. Here we have 0. If I put 0 in here for vertical distance, it doesn't matter what I put in for horizontal distance. The slope is 0. So that's what the definition of slope is. It's just the vertical distance that you go divided by the horizontal distance. And that's, if you think about it, that's what we mean in real life. And when you're working in mathematics on charts, graphs and other things like that, you just take whatever the vertical distance is divided by the horizontal distance, and that gives you the number for slope.